today. 16 insurgents was killed in a Narathivas crash on Wednesday.
Lao-Thai Friendship Classical Concert to be held next month.
And North Korea warns of more nuclear tests.
Malaysian immigration debt offers incentive to encourage public to go online.
Sawadee krab.
Sawadee ka. Welcome to RRU Asean Radio from Ratchapat Ratchanakarin University. I am Wanla Maluli.
I am Madison Youngcharan. It is about 10 a.m. in the Kingdom of Thailand, and this was the breaking news on Wednesday. At least 16 insurgents were killed in a gunfight early Wednesday morning, shortly after midnight, after scores of insurgents walked into a trap set up by a local marine unit, Bashaw District, Narathivas Province. The insurgents, armed with machine guns and dressed in military fatigue, with flak jackets, arrived in the area on vehicle and went on foot. They were greeted by a hail of gunfire by the waiting marine, who were tipped off about the planned attack. Bodies of victims were posted on the internet on various websites. The death toll of the insurgents was one of the highest yet in the single gunfight between separatist militants and government security forces. The Marines appear to have been well positioned and dug in as they waited for the insurgents. 4th Army's spokesman Colonel Pramod Pom-in told Thai television that information about the planned attack was provided local residents. He put the number of the insurgents at about 100. The attack was one of the most daring in years. No military casualties were reported, and the number of injured was not provided. In spite of the apparent success in the Wednesday gunfight, the insurgents' ability to mobilize and come together in such a number continued to be a point of great concern for authorities and security forces, who are often at the receiving end of insurgents' attack that often involved roadside ambush and car motorbike bombs, followed by brief gunfight.
A charity classical concert to raise funds for helping the Lao National Music School will be held at the National Culture Hall, Vientiane capital, on the 2nd of March. Deputy Minister of Information, Culture and Tourism, Mr. Buongan Sapuwong, told a press conference in Vientiane on the 12th of February that the event was the first of its kind to be co-organized by Laos and Thailand to raise funds from the public to help the Lao National Music School in Vientiane capital. The concert also aims to enhance the existing friendly relations and cooperation between the two countries and promote the establishment of ASEAN Economic Community, or AEC, by 2015, he added. He said the concert will see the singing and performance by students of the Mahidol University College of Music, plus the 50-member chorus of the Lao National Music School, and would be broadcast live on television as from 19:30 p.m. He also said that the donation by public members for the school was encouraged. The concert is jointly organized by the Ministry of Information, Culture and Tourism and Embassy of Thailand to Laos.
And now it's time for a short break. More news after RRU Asean Radio continues.
นี่เจ๊ฟังรายการวิทยุอาเซียนยังอ่ะ
ยังไม่ได้ฟังเลยจ้า
โอ้ยเฉยเวอร์เจ๊นี่รู้เปล่าเขาออกอากาศทุกวันเสาร์เวลา 10 นาฬิกาที่ช่อง 91.75 ไปฟังด้วยนะเจ๊
ก็เพิ่งรู้นี่แหละอย่างนี้ต้องลองไปฟังดูว่ามีอะไรน่าสนใจบ้าง
อัปเดตทุกอาทิตย์
RRU Asean Radio every Saturday 10 a.m. on 91.75.
I am Wanla Maluli with This Month in the Past. On this month in the past, on the 14th of February, Saint Valentine beheaded. On February 14th, around the year of 278, Valentine, a holy priest in Rome in the days of Emperor Claudius II, was executed. Under the rule of Claudius, The cruel Rome was involved in many unpopular and bloody campaigns. The emperor had to maintain a strong army but was having a difficult time getting soldiers to join his military leagues. Claudius believed that Roman men were unwilling to join the army because of their strong attachment to their wives and families. To get rid of the problem, Claudius banned all marriages and engagements in Rome. Valentine, realizing the injustice of the decree, defied Claudius and continued to perform marriages for young lovers in secret. When Valentine's actions were discovered, Claudius ordered that he be put to death. Valentine was arrested and dragged before the prefect of Rome, who condemned him to be beaten to death with clubs and to have his head cut off. The sentence was carried out on the February on the 14th, on or about the year 270. Legend also has it that while in jail, Saint Valentine left a farewell note for the jailer's daughter, who had become his friend, and signed it, "From your Valentine." For this great service, Valentine was named a saint after his death. In truth, the exact origins and identity of Saint Valentine are unclear. According to the Catholic Encyclopedia, at least 3 different Saint Valentines, all of them martyrs, are mentioned in the early martyrologies under the date of the 14th of February. One was a priest in Rome. The second one was a bishop of Interamna, or now Terni in Italy. And the third Saint Valentine was a martyr in the Roman province of Africa. Legends vary on how the martyr's name became connected with romance. The date of his death may have become mingled with the feast of Lupercalia, a pagan festival of love. On these occasions, the names of young women were placed in a box, from which they were drawn by the men as chance directed. In 496, Pope Gelasius decided to put an end to the feast of Lupercalia, and he declared that February the 14th be celebrated as Saint Valentine's Day. Gradually, February the 14th became a date for exchanging love messages, poems, and simple gifts, such as flowers. Welcome back to the program, Edison, with today morning's top stories.
At least 16 insurgents were killed in a gunfight early Wednesday morning, shortly after midnight, after scores of insurgents walked into a trap set up by a local marine unit in Baja district, Narathiwat province. A charity classical concert to raise funds for helping the Lao National Music School will be held at the National Culture Hall, Vientiane, capital, on the 2nd of March. North Korea warns that it will carry out more nuclear tests if the United States keeps up its hostile attitude against the country. And the online passport renewal service has been in place since 2011, but to date, a very small percentage of Malaysians use it.
The online passport renewal service has been in place since 2011, but to date, a very small percentage of Malaysians use it. Last year, of the 2.3 million passports issued, of which about 60% were renewals, only 27,000 were applied via the online service. Thus, the Immigration Department is considering offering discounts to those renewing their passports via its online service. Immigration Director General Datuk Alias Ahmad said the discounts were an incentive to encourage the public to utilize the service. We are finalizing it before submitting a proposal on the matter to the government. Offering discounts on fees could attract and encourage the public to renew their passports via the online service, he told the Star. Alias said despite the availability of the online service since early 2011, the numbers of online applications for passport renewals had been very small. For us, this is not supposed to be the case when online services are the in thing in Malaysia, he said. Alias added that the department found it a bit difficult to understand the poor response from the public towards the service. It saves them a lot of hassle, as it can be done from home or anywhere. The process is as easy. The discounts could get more people to use it, he said. The percent fee is 100 Real Malaysia for a 2-year period passport and 300 Real Malaysia a 5-year passport. The online renewal facility is only for those aged 12 years and above. It is only offered to those whose passports are expiring within a year. Applications from those whose passport validity is more than 12 months will be automatically rejected by the system.
All right, this morning we have the cowardly and despicable act was reported by NHK World. North Korea warns that it will carry out more nuclear tests if the United States keeps up its hostile attitude against the country. The North Korean Foreign Ministry said in the statement on Tuesday that the nuclear test conducted earlier in the day was intended to show the resentment of the nation's military and people towards the United States. The statement says another aim was to display North Korea's determination and capability to defend its sovereignty. The ministry says the United States has a policy of preemptive nuclear strike that threatens peace and stability. Then North Korea conducted the nuclear test as the first response with maximum restraint. North Korea warns of the second and third responses if the United States maintains its hostile attitude and complicates the situation. The statement adds that if other countries start inspecting North Korean ships or impose a maritime blockade on them, Pyongyang will take this as an act of war and launch merciless retaliatory attack. The warning is apparently directed at the United Nations Security Council before it begins discussion on possible additional sanctions against Pyongyang.
Those were news around ASEAN. Up next is ASEAN Wisdom.
Now it's a time for ASEAN Wisdom. You are with me, Chaiwat Inchai. Today I would like to present an interesting information about the traditional houses of Northeast Thailand. This migration center close to the Laos, which has influenced the architecture of the Northeast Thailand, is also known as Isan. Siam took control of the region in the 18th century and since the 19th century developed the Laotian immigrant settlement. Today, the Thai Lao outnumber the Khmer and other ethnic minorities in 19 provinces Isan. It might be also said that the region has 1/3 of the Thai population. The culture of the region is rich but also strongly influenced by chronic economic crisis due to dry weather, the barren land, and an undeveloped rural education. Its architecture is simple and sparsely decorated with the rest of Thailand. Houses in the northeast are similar to those in the center. They are built of wood on stilts, but the roof have a gentle slope because there is less rain and cold during dry season. Corrugated iron roofs are more common than in other regions. The walls are perpendicular and not often addressed in simple wooden planks rather than prefabricated as used in other regions. The houses are grouped starting with a main building plus a second with the development of the family.
And now it's time for Amazing Thailand. You are with me, Wasana Bangbung. Today I would like to present about Susan Hoi. Susan Hoi or Forsythia Beach is located at Ban Lampo in Krabi in the vicinity of Hat Nopratala Mukok PP National Park. Susan Hoi is a matter of curiosity, and authors registered to Susan Hoi are told that there exist only two other similar sites in the world, one in the United States and another in Japan. Most are either engrossed to this or totally indifferent. The age of the fossil at Susan Hoi is placed as about 40 million years ago. At that time, Susan Hoi was a large freshwater swamp. Eventually, it became land mass. Over time, successive layers of the shale created rock slabs known as shelly limestone of over 40 centimeters. This rests on 10 centimeters of lignite, below which was subsoil. Due to geographic upheaval, this cherry limestone at Susan Hoi is now distributed in great broken sheets on the seashore at Lampo. They look like broken chunks of cement falling from afar. There are three sites at Lampo to view the shells. The first site is located west of the visitor center. It crops out as a rocky beach and can be clearly seen during maximum low tide. The pan-shaped outcrop is the result of the sinking of the underlying claystone beds. The fossil bed consists of stubby-shaped gastropods ranging in size from 1 to 2 centimeters. The second site is located at the visitor center. It is exposed as a 1 to 2 meter thick limestone bed. This limestone bed contains millions of compacted gastropods and is underlaid by 20 to 40 meters thick lignite and claystone beds. These beds are easily eroded by wave, resulting in the collapse of the gastropod beds. And the last sites can be accessed along the track during low tide. Most beds at this site are approximately 3 meters thick, consisting of long gastropods and bivalves. The gastropod fossils from this site range in size from the stubby 1 to 2 cm to the elongated 4 to 5 cm forms.
For a man of ASEAN today, I would like to introduce you Thanin Jirawanon, the richest man from Thailand. The Jirawanon family is a Thai-Chinese business family based in Bangkok, Thailand, and has ancestral roots from Shantou, China. The family is noted for its success in business and thus amassing a wealth of $5.5 billion in 1995, making them one of the richest Chinese families in the world. According to the list of Thailand's richest by Forbes, Thanin Jirawanon is Thailand's richest individual with an accumulated wealth of $7.4 billion, which places him among the world's 200 richest men. Thanin Jirawanon's father, Chia Ek Chor, and uncle, Chia Su Hui, left China for Bangkok in the 1920s to begin selling seeds and agricultural chemicals. The business diversified geographically across Asia and vertically via a number of technology ventures and contract farming initiatives. In the 1980s, As China opened up to foreign firms, the Jaren Pokapan Group became the preferred partner for international brands such as Honda, Walmart, and Tesco. The CP Group is one of Asia's largest conglomerates and operates in agriculture, telecommunications, marketing, distribution, and logistics, international trading, petrochemicals, property and land development, crop integration, insurance, automotive, and pet food. Panin Jirawanon's net worth is $7 billion, which makes him the richest person in Thailand. Born in Bangkok, Thailand, Panin Jirawanon is the CEO and chairman of the Jaren Pokapan Group. The Jaren Pokapan Group now has holding in the Shanghai Superbrand Mall, 77 Lotus supermarkets, and it oversees 6,000 7-Eleven stores. The success of the CP Group has made Panin Jirawanon to be the richest man in Thailand.
Before we wrap up this edition of RRU Asean Radio today, I want to bring you up to date for the latest news from the Middle East. At least 10 civilians, mostly women and children, have been killed in a NATO airstrike in Kunar province in Afghanistan. At least 3 Taliban commanders were also reported to have died in the attack. The NATO-led SIAF force said it was aware of reports of civilian deaths and was looking into the circumstances of the incident. I'm Adesanya Turan for RRU ASEAN Radio for today.
And I am Wala Malulim, reporting from Rajapat Rajanakarin University. And before leaving, I would like to tell you about ASEAN proverb from Myanmar. Don't be a sling bag.
Excuse me, for more information, please contact our email. The address is rruasianradio@gmail.com. Our Facebook page is www.facebook.com/RRU Asean Radio, and also on Twitter, the account is @RRU Asean Radio. Thank you for listening. I'll see you back here again next time. สวัสดีครับ
สวัสดีค่ะ